Welcome, everybody, to today's session, AI in Action. We have AI expert Deepa Chaudhary here with us. Um, we've had her a few times in the past. I highly recommend checking out those past presentations. We're happy to have her back again, Deepa Chaudhary. Deepa is the CEO of GrantOrb, which is an AI-powered grant writing platform designed to help organizations secure funding faster and easier. I'll be sure to drop some links into the chat for GrantOrb after I pass it over. But with extensive experience in philanthropy at the Salesforce Foundation and is co-founder of United Way Mumbai, who brings a unique blend of expertise in both AI technology and the nonprofit sector. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen and hand it over to you, Deepa. Thank you so much for being here today. Can't wait to see what you have.
Hi,
There we
Andrew.
go.
Thank you so much for having me. I have forgotten the count how many times I've been here on TechSoup. I think I've been here since 2024 talking AI. And I myself, besides founding an AI first startup for nonprofits, I have been a very pro user of AI because we have a very small team, just like any other nonprofit, a small team, just AI engineers and myself. And I learn a lot from my AI engineers because they read tons of research papers on how to prompt these large language models, which is basically under the hood. When you use chatbots like ChatGPT, Gemini, they're all powered by large language models. Chatbots are just an application on top. And there's so much data and knowledge that you need specialized skill sets to be able to really prompt these models well. And I learn a great deal from my engineers. So, and I've been using AI a lot just to do everything around GrantOrb, like everything that's needed to run my operations, use AI. And before I jump in, I'll give you a quick introduction. I know Andrew's already given a really great intro, but let me put this on slideshow. So before I jump into showing the incredible stuff, we'll be doing tons and tons of live creations today. So you can see the messy flow of creating with AI. It's never perfect in the first go. It takes a lot of practice. And that's why I keep saying that you have to build your AI muscle because it's all a game of practice. And the more you use, the better you become. But I'm going to show you so you get a wide range of idea in terms of different ways you can use AI. Because a lot of people just think AI is like chatbots and that's it. But no, you can create commercials, you can create songs, you can create slide shares, you can create infographics, you can do with GrantOrb, you can write the entire grant in couple minutes for any grant application. So you can do so much with AI. It's not just chatbots, but most of the people believe chatbots is what AI is. So I just want to broaden your horizon today. That's the goal. And so I come from a nonprofit background. I understand the nonprofit space really well. I understand the struggles of this space since I've struggled with lack of resources, lack of funding, lack of people. Always struggled my entire life when being in the nonprofit space. With the coming of AI in 2023, it really changed the game for me. I was able to move much faster, do things much faster. And that was the inspiration behind starting GrantOrb in late 2023 because I wanted to empower my fellow change makers, understand um, grants is a very time consuming task and it requires immense amount of time taken away from the core mission to sit and write grants. And so I wanted to use AI to automate that workflow, complete workflow from grant search to grant writing, reporting, RFPs, letter of inquiry. So that was the inspiration to start GrantOrb. We're going to be covering today is and this will all be live demos. AI video understanding. All of us create videos, even if we are not actively creating videos, there are videos of our events, of whatever things that we are doing in the community. We take, there are recordings. And how can we repurpose those recordings in 100 different ways to create more content? And this is authentic content. We're not talking about AI slop here. This is content based off your video. So the codes, the stories that you can tell, the moving stories, the blog pieces that you can write, the quotes that you can create, the stories, more fictitious stories that you can tell based on these videos. There's so much that AI can do with video. How to create images. So all of us need images. Visual storytelling is a big part of being a nonprofit. We need to be able to persuade people on the internet that pay attention to a cause, like invest in a cause. And visual storytelling is like visuals speak a thousand words, so it's very important that we are able to communicate effectively through visuals. So how do you then create visuals that do not look like AI slop? They look authentic, they look real, they are inspiring. People don't look at it and say, ah, AI, like that kind of stuff. AI videos, like commercials for your organization. We all can now do that. We don't need big, expensive equipments. We don't need locations. We don't need models. We can just create videos, and not just commercials, but even product videos, even videos on your cause, like you are working on food security or homelessness or whatever is the cause. You can really create videos to like inform public about the importance of your cause. You can create music, and this is one of my favorite things because I've never created music before. But now that I have access to AI, I try to communicate uh, almost everything through music now. Even my blog pieces, like I write a ton about using AI, how to use AI, and ideas around AI. And I've like literally converted all my blogs into songs that people can even listen to. I've created jingles on Grantor. So there are different forms of communication now. We don't have to restrict to the old ways. And then AI infographics, slide shares, like these are all the things we need. We need PowerPoint presentations, we need infographics, we need audio podcasts. So how can we use AI? And it's very simple. It's the easiest technology that's there. Technology so far has been very hard to use, like for a lot of people. Software is badly designed many a times. It's confusing. But AI is a very simple technology. As long as you can talk to AI in your language, doesn't have to be English, can be any language. And most of it is just pressing buttons. You just press a button for SlideShare and the SlideShare will pop out. You just press the button for grant and a grant will pop out, like proposal. So it's a very magical technology. It takes your unstructured thoughts and structures it in different formats, whichever format you want. So it's basically you thinking aloud with AI and getting your work done. That's what it is. That's what prompting is also. You thinking aloud with AI. Prompting, I don't know why we use this word more like in a very serious way, but like engineers, AI engineers do prompting, like they have to do context management, they have to do tons more. But like for us as people on the other end of this technology, like we just can like just communicate in simple language, think aloud with AI and get our work done. So before I jump in, I just want to show you something what just happened. What is, okay. Again, it's like,
It's like it's in like draw
oh,
mode.
okay, maybe I need to close this.
Let's
Okay.
try it. There you go.
Yeah. So I just launched, I hope you can see this tab. This
Yep.
is this is many years ago I had a very popular publication where I used to write about social good and technology. But since 2024, I've been writing a lot about AI and social impact, and I've been like publishing on different platforms like Substack and LinkedIn, and doing YouTube live streams on AI workflows and stuff. And I wanted to consolidate all of my content, which is like almost 100 pieces of content spread across platforms, and put it on the grantup.com/blog. And this entire project was done using AI end to end. I just designed the website a little bit, but like taking content from different sources and like pushing it into production. Like I'm a non coder. I am not a developer. I haven't coded in my life ever. But I was able to do this on my own without the help of my engineers in terms of like doing categories and like all of this. This is something I just launched yesterday, one consolidated place where people can learn about AI for social impact. And I just wanted to show you the power of this technology before we jump into like doing this, because as a non-coder, I was able to do this in like half a day. And this is like 100 pieces of content gathering from other places and like migrating it into like a format that the web understands, like categorizing them, moving things around, designing the website. Like the whole shell of this website, though I designed it, it was an inspiration taken from my previous website that I once had, which was a WordPress one. So, and AI like ditto replicated it, ditto, like in terms of fonts, in terms of like the whole look and feel of it. I just had to show the AI screenshots. So this is the power of this technology. It really makes life easy. Something like this would have costed me a lot of money, and would have taken me like months of work, but I did it in half a day. So going back into um, I'd skip Grantor because Grantor is very easy. Like that's my startup, grantup.com. And many of you must have been here before, but it basically what it does is it manages the entire grant workflow from writing grants to like looking for grants. And it does it for any grant application. It'll create a template. We have an AI that reads grant application forms, creates a template. You just describe your idea in like short, like something like this. We want to create a solar punk narrative using AI. We are a global group of committed people, need 100K for advocacy. So you just have to describe your idea, like dump your thoughts here, create an outline, review the outline, make any changes, and then just we have a validation wizard built in that validates against the eligibility criterias and the assessment criterias of the funders. So the idea is to give you a winning grant proposal. That's the entire idea. So this is basically what Grant Orb is. It's organizations are already winning grants. It literally takes them 5 minutes. But I wouldn't go deep into Grant Up today. My goal is to show you like a wide variety of things that you can do with AI besides just chatbots. So let's jump into Notebook LM. I hope you all can see this. This is like all the notebooks that I've been creating. And Notebook LM, if you're already part of like Gemini, like or if you're using Google Workspaces, you get access to Notebook LM. So you don't have to pay extra for it. It's like bundled thing. And it's a really cool technology because you can do so much with it. So for instance, I've gone back into deep diving into topics of my own interest and like learning them in a much more fun way. So for instance, I did one on Fred again. So Fred again is a UK based musician and I really love his music. It's very authentic and he's built like a huge community, like huge community. He's gone from being like nobody in the music industry, like producing music for like other artists to like having a massive following. And I wanted to understand him more from community building point of view. So these are some of the things you could, I'm just giving you like ideas about how you can use AI. And so I did a deep research using Notebook LM and it's very easy. Like, let's do a topic today. Uh, and then you can basically convert it into different formats. These are all the buttons you can press once you've done your deep research and you want to like now say present it to somebody as a slide deck or as a video overview or as a mind map. These are just buttons you click after you put in your content in Notebook LM. And it's really cool. Like for instance, we can look at this just so that you get an idea of the quality that I'm talking about. It's not slop. So this is like, it created like a video overview. So I don't have to read the research. Like I don't have to read words. It took my research and converted it into like a video that now I can learn in a different way. I don't have to read text. I can watch a video and people learn watching videos more effectively than reading. It's more engaging. So that's one. I can, let's go back here again. So I can show you like how it can like, it created like an audio file. And this is great because if you are like, if you're working on a cause and you want people to like learn about your cause in a more interesting fashion rather than just writing, you can write a blog piece too and also convert it into a podcast that gets hosted. So let's create something new today. And like, what topic do you want to research? Like, let's just think any hot cause that we should research.
Mm, let's see. Do you have any suggestions from the chat here on what we would like to research? Security awareness. How about that?
Security awareness of what? Of like security awareness of, or maybe like we want to, I don't know, let's take some more of a topic like healthy eating or something like that. Or the
We
cause of
also have how to start a food bank is
how to
another
start a food
suggestion
bank.
from
Yeah.
the
How to
or a
start,
chat.
how to start a food bank.
Okay.
So let's just name it and say we want to do research from the and so we want to like now we're creating a notebook on how to start a food bank and this is a great idea because you can even use Notebook LM to learn about things in different ways for your own personal and nonprofit use and say we do like a fast research here. You can also do deep research where it'll go very deep. It'll take about like 5 minutes. Fast research will be faster. Like I show ad sources and I want to like how to start a food bank in America. Be specific because then it'll tell you all the global food banks, but say you have to be specific. Otherwise it'll give you vague answers. And let's just do like a fast research and like collate information about it. But you can also do deep research. There are two options here, like fast research and deep research. But right now I'm doing fast research. And it's basically what it does is going on the internet and like doing bulk research for you. You know how we do like internet research? We go like we probably don't go beyond page 2. We just end our research at page 2 because it's time consuming. You're opening every URL, you are studying, you're making notes, this, that. Now, all of this AI is doing it for us. It's like bulk researching the internet. When you do deep research even more websites on the internet, and then it uses its own knowledge to create a report for you. So I'm going to just select all of these, like import. It's done like, it's like, look at all these sources that it's already like importing the content from, how to start a food bank. And these sources provide a comprehensive framework for launching and maintaining hunger relief organizations, food pantries, and all of that. And you can query this content. Like for instance, if you have no time to read it, you can just query it right here and like do it'll answer your questions. Or what you can do is like you can also create like an infographic. We can do that. Video overview takes time, so I won't go into it. But all of this, like these are all the actions you can take on the side. Like you can create content that you just researched, or you can create like a slide share, a slide deck. Maybe we can create a slide deck. And what I've done with some of my customers is that I help them beyond just grants. Like I also like recently trained one of my customers on using Notebook LM. They had to make a presentation about food security and the new business idea in Toronto. And what they basically did was they needed a slide share, like a really impressive looking slide deck. And all I told them was that wherever they were collecting notes about, you know, their business idea or their food security problem they're trying to solve, they can just add those notes here. Like you can just copy and paste it. When you say add sources, there's an option of copy text. You can just do that. And then based off that text, it created a slide deck in like few minutes. And they were like so blown away because they had to make a presentation the next day. And it saved them like 2 days of work, maybe like designing a really impressive slide deck. So maybe we can say like do a slide deck, do an infographic, and you can press multiple buttons at the same time. Like as you can see, it's creating all of this. And the best part is because this AI is agentic in the sense that things will happen, you don't have to wait in front of your screen. You can like move on to doing something else. So right now I've just said generate an infographic, generate a slide deck, but you can also create a video overview or an audio overview. And all of this, while this is happening, you can literally have tea, which I'm having right now while I wait for this to like populate. But in the chat, in the meanwhile, if there are specific things you want to see, like I would love to show you AI images, and I'll also love to show you images and Photoshop. Like you don't need to learn Photoshop now. You can just use Gemini and also create music. Like these are things I want to show you. But if there are any specific requests, like feel free to put in the chat pod. I'll be happy to take it.
I have a quick question here from Juan. What is the cost of Notebook LM? I don't think this is a donated software on TechSoup, and I do believe that there is a free version, but just
Yeah,
curious
no.
what version this is.
If you have Gemini, like Gemini is like $20 a month, right? Gemini is like Google's chatbot, and it's $20 a month. And for nonprofits, it's free. So if you can, you know, like maybe you have the Google Workspace deal on TechSoup, like where you know you just have to show your 501(c)(3) and you can get like Google Ads and Google Workspace and things like that. So it's like similarly, nonprofits can avail Gemini, and once you have Gemini, then you automatically have access to Notebook LM also. But the URL for it is different. It's not, you can't access it from inside Gemini. You have to go to the notebooklm.google.com. So that's a different URL. So let's look at this. It's created an infographic. So this is one, and I'm still waiting for it to generate the slide deck. But while that's happening, let me go inside Gemini now. I can show you Gemini because Gemini, I love Gemini. I use my multiple and I like use it in so many different ways. So these are all the tools inside Gemini, and a lot of nonprofits are using Gemini because they're already part of like the Google Workspace. They automatically get access to Gemini. So these are like different things you can do. These are all the tools. So you can create images, you can create videos, you can do deep research, you can create music. This is something very new that they've launched. In fact, we did like an AI for Good Vancouver meetup, like a in real life meetup. And the first session, we basically just created music on Vancouver. We just subdivided ourselves into smaller groups and created music using Gemini. Some use Suno, that's another service. But these are all the things you can do. And what I'm trying to say is that it just costs you like $20 a month to do like so many different things. It's literally like a whole studio in here. And these are different models because these chatbots, they're powered by a brain behind, like a large language model. and they keep training those models to become better. And like some are like faster that will give you fast answers. Some are like more thinking models that will go into deep state of thinking. This goes even into a deeper state of thinking and for more high level problems. But as in our case, like for most of our stuff, we can just switch between fast and thinking. So these are different model selections. Some people don't know that there are different models and they go with the default model. But I, depending upon the task that I'm doing, I will select the models. Like sometimes I just need very factual answers. I'll use fast. Sometimes I want AI to like do more analysis, so I'll use thinking model. So this is so let's go back to Notebook LM. Okay, still generating slide deck. Where's Gemini? Gemini's here. So maybe we want to create music today. And you can select the style because you have to give a reference style. You can select a style, but like say for instance, you can also create music just through pictures. And so today, like since we've chosen food as a theme, I'm gonna just put like, and we're in the month of like what, strawberry season? Like, I don't know. Let's just make music on strawberries. We want everybody to start eating healthy. So we can just like, let's just take an image, copy image. So what I'm trying to say is you can create music just by putting an image. So I'm putting an image and then you can just say, create a jingle, catchy jingle. Describe a bit like what kind. You can select the music genre from there, but say create a catchy jingle eating of seasonal and local strawberries in America. I'll just say that because it's the season right now. I'm just picking food as a cause today. But like you can choose a model. I'll just go with fast. And I said catchy jingle, but like if I want a certain K-pop style, let's just go with that. Let's see what it comes up with. So it's, you can see generating track. And Gemini is just one like place where you can create music, but there are two other AI platforms. I personally use Suno a lot, like and I'll show you Suno as well while I'm here. Let's go back to Gemini. And let's see Notebook LM. Like it's still creating. So as you can see, I'm parallelly doing a lot of things. Like you don't have to focus on one thing at a time. You can parallelly do lots of things because all you're doing is like instructing the AI tiny bit. So it's creating a track, it's creating a slide deck, it's already created an infographic. I can show you Suno. So Canada recently launched by Canada, what's made in Canada. And so I wanted to create a music for that, like, and I created the song just to showcase people like the kind of different things that Canada has got to offer, not just maple syrup. I know we are just associated with maple syrup, but there's more than maple. And so I created lots of versions because every time you create a song in Suno, it creates two tracks. And if you don't like it, you can create a new one. Play the song so you get a full idea.
And I get my cheese from the prairies wide, creamy and sharp on the Canadians. And I see you can. It's the texture of your land, so pure within. I'm like my uncle.
So yeah, basically this is a song I created showcasing like it's not just maple, we've got cheese, we've got apples, we've got like this thing, and every province has something to offer. So we should buy Canada, So that was a song I created. I also created a poster in Gemini. But let's go back to see if Gemini has created any music for us. It has created music. Let's play this.
Undrenched cartons on the corner edge. Deep scarlet dripping over every ledge. Flight note, passport fiber box, let the green stems glow. This is that locally so
Like
much
it.
sugar.
So I chose the K-pop style, it's created that, but like it literally created song. You can also mention the duration. Suno songs can go up to 3 minutes and I get bored myself. So you can say like not more than like a minute long, like things like that. So as I keep saying, like it all will come through practice. But today my goal is to show you like a range of things that you can do. And so now that we are in the strawberry season, maybe let's pick this image up again, and I can say like, let's do some photo editing now that we can do like, we don't need to know Photoshop. Always create a new chat, like whenever the topic changes, not just with music or creating images, but like say you're having a conversation right now about food security, but now next you want to explore the problem of obesity in America, for instance, then always change the chat, like because the chat is basically building up the context, the memory for the AI. And so if you mix up too many different memories, it gets confused. So, and if the chat becomes longer, it loses context as well because it's the active memory of the AI. It always goes back to like refer to it. So if it gets too long, then I'll start forgetting things. So always start like a new chat. And I'm going to put this picture here again. And I can be like really creative with it. Like now the AI is very smart. Even if you don't select the right tool, it kind of figures out based on what you are saying that you want this to be done. But I'll just say create image, and I would say show strawberries in. Okay, these are different reference styles, so I don't even have to think. Like I can just say sunrise color block. Ooh, I like this. Okay, show the freshness of strawberries that compels to eat as a as an as a great snack. I'll just say that. Let's just go with this. Today I'm using templates, but sometimes I just put my own like thoughts around what reference style I want to give it. And sometimes I just get my inspirations from other places. So then I just use that inspiration as a reference style, but I'm just using the templates today. So it's created this image. Yeah, it looks good, actually. So these are different things you can do, like how easy it is, right? Like to create images for social media sharing. Like if you want to impose text, maybe we want to say superimpose text saying eat real, put it in quotes so it knows what words to superimpose. Eat real in a nice, stylish way. And Gemini is really good with like text on images. There was a time when, especially in 2024, AI was not able to capture the text properly. Like it would make spelling mistakes or it wasn't very legible. But now text on images is super clear. You can give like a whole thing, a whole series of like paragraphs of text, and I'll put it on top of the image. So this is one. I can also say a poster that shows where strawberries are grown in America. Create a beautiful poster. I mean, if you add adjectives, it helps. I always try to do like create a beautiful or hype it up, or I use words like this to like help AI like focus is that attention, like what is it that I want. So it helps to use adjectives, and you don't have to do spell check. I don't know why I'm doing it. The AI understands like spelling mistakes too. So create a beautiful poster that shows where strawberries are grown in America. Let's just go with that. And this is super helpful. Like if you have facts about your cause, like 70% people don't have access to this, 25% don't have, you just can put all the facts and say, create a beautiful graphic, or a poster or a flyer, whatever you want. It's very easy now. So it already has context to what my intent are with strawberries. So while this is happening, let's go back to Notebook LM and see the slide deck. This is the slide deck. Let's expand. So all of this graphic that you see, AI has created a Notebook LM in this case, and it's pretty nice. Like I'm just trying to like all of this, and you can get it to focus more. Right now, we did like a research on the web. We didn't really give it our content, like our tailored content. But if you provide a very tailored content that you want Gemini to pick and make a slide deck based off that, then you can just copy paste the text as well. You can add YouTube links too. You can pull in sources from multiple places. And then it has the option to edit. I recently I had to make a presentation to Black churches in America recently about like why they've been lacking behind on grant funding. To be honest, I did the whole presentation in Claude in like 5 minutes. I just had to, you're the director now. You're basically directing the AI. You're not really doing the actual work. Your goal should be to like have a lot of like headspace to be able to really creatively direct the AI in a way that you want the output, so be able to articulate your vision well, your goals, your endpoints that you're looking for. So if you can create like space for that, then you'll be very good with AI, and then leave the rest of the work to be done, like the actual work to be done to AI. You just have to direct it. Like think of yourself as a director now. So it's a 12 slide share. Let's go back here. As you can see, it has like created a beautiful post. Oh my God, it looks really pretty. And this is all based off stats, like it has, because these are large language models, they have knowledge about almost everything in the world. It knows like lots of it is grown in California, but there are other parts in America where strawberries are grown. So it's created this poster. So we've created music, we've created images, we've created a poster. How much more time do we have, Andrew? If I
Yeah,
want
we
to
got
show it.
about 13 more minutes. I do have a few questions here that I think
Okay.
we should jump to. So I guess one, actually, while we're on it, you just went through the slides. Lisa was asking if you can edit the content on the slides once
You
it is
can.
created. Yep, I think I saw a button there for.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can edit. And as I said, like this was based on like research on the open internet, but if you provided like more tailored content, like about, if you want the slide deck to include about who your organization is, since when have you been working, and then and what work you do and all of this stuff, like say you want a slide deck on your organization, then you basically just copy paste the content. Don't worry about structuring it in a Google Doc or something, and then paste it here, So once you paste it, then I'll just basically create the slide deck based off that content, It'll be very tailored to exactly what you're looking for. So that's Notebook LM.
Fantastic. And then Juan had a question about Notebook LM as well, asking if it can create dashboards. I asked if there's any like more specific
To create
kind of
dashboards,
dashboards, but yeah.
it doesn't have a button here yet, but Gemini has tons of buttons inside Gemini. Let's just go here. I'm just trying to see. It has like, when you do deep research, let me see if I've done deep research on something. I've done on like fast fashion. And if I go back and open that document, I've done one like, I actually did deep research on fast fashion, and then I created a music video based off that research, which is pretty slick. I don't know if you've seen that, Andrew. Have I shown that one, the fast fashion one?
I do not think so.
Maybe I can show it to you because it's completely created with
Yeah.
AI end to end. The first thing that I did was I did deep research. This is, let's just open like, so deep research is basically where AI will go into its knowledge base and also on the internet and like look for like as many websites it has to look for to be able to create a comprehensive report on the topic. So my topic was, give me the environmental impact of fast fashion. Tell me the most polluting fashion brands. And what it does, it creates a plan for you, like that is going to research this. And you can edit the research plan. If you think something is missing, you also wanted that to be researched, you can edit. And once you're happy with the plan that the AI has created, all you have to do is say, do the research now. And it'll like browse through like 200 websites or so and create like a comprehensive report for you. So for instance, I said also name the most polluting brands because the research plan didn't include that initially. And it added that, and I did the research, and I can open this document. And there are other things that you can do, like here, you can create a web page from right here. So these are different buttons you can press after you've done your research. You can create an infographic, you can create flashcards, you can create audio interview overview. And I bet if you like chat here on the side and say create a dashboard, it'll create a dashboard for you too. Those capabilities are in the chatbots now. Like you can do it with Claude. Like I asked Claude to like generate like the whole the template for my new website first. I want you to visually look at it first before I say, okay, code it now. So it can do everything, literally everything. You just have to tell AI like, okay, here's my content. Based off this content, create the dashboard, for instance. So I did this whole research. I can show you the fast fashion music video that I created using multiple AIs. But first I did the deep research because I wanted it to be based on facts, not something that I'm making up. And then I used Midjourney and Grok. Grok is, you can download the app. It's really easy. And I would love to show you Grok if we have 2 minutes because it makes creating visual content very, very easy. Even easier than like, I would say Gemini because you literally don't have to think. It gives you so many options. You just select the one that you like. So for instance, this is the music video I created.
Living in a consumer world. I'm a consumer girl. Can't stop shopping, even though the world one day shipping at my door.
So I've been creating like tons of commercials too for Grantor. Like for instance, I can show you this commercial. All these commercials have been created using Gemini, the whole commercial. There are limitations. You can't go beyond 8 seconds right now. So my idea here was to communicate the fact that as change makers, we know our causes, but we don't know how to do grants. And that's why we trust like a system that's expert in grants. So you do have to come up with the concept. And I create like tons around that. Like I even did one around like using.
We need a dog park. Time to use Grant Orb.
So basically anybody, again, the idea here was to showcase that anybody can use Grant Orb as long as you can like put your unstructured thoughts in mind in the wizard. So here, like the dogs could communicate. We need a dog park in New York City. It'll write a grant proposal, like, so you have to like obviously guide the AI. You're the director now, but like you can create so much like I've been like crazy because this is literally I'm paying for it $20 a month, like, and I can why can't I create like it gives you limits like I think you can create like 3 videos every day. So if I want, I can create a commercial every single day, like, and you need that in order to keep your, your people engaged on social media. You want to show them new content in different ways. This is like some of the things that I've done, like using Notebook LM. As I said, like I've been creating, I wanted to show like how Starlink is connecting people.
Today, we're talking about Starlink.
Internet connectivity is very important, and how Starlink is like everywhere in the remotest part of the world, and how that's bringing people online. And so I did like a whole research on Starlink and the fixing the digital divide, and I published this as a video, because you can create video overview too.
Audacious plan to build a highway in the sky. But the real question we're digging into is this: can a giant swarm of satellites actually connect the last billion people on Earth? Let's get into it.
Okay, just for a second, I want you to imagine something. What if getting online had nothing to do with your bill or which company you picked? What if, just because of where you lived, say a remote island or deep in a jungle or in some mountain valley, it was just physically impossible to get a connection?
So this whole video and the voice is all generated with just a press of a button. But I did do my deep research in Gemini first, and now you can do, this is a new capability that Notebook LM has added. You can do it within Notebook LM, a deep research on the topic of interest first, and then hit different buttons. And you obviously you want to guide the AI. Like I could have said, give me the negative impact of Starlink, for instance, like how much, I don't know, pollution it's causing or whatever the thing is. But I wanted to showcase the more positive side of it. So obviously the way you question or the way you query the LLM is important, what direction you want the LLM to take when it does the deep research for you. So that's why it'll always populate like a research plan, you approve it, and then it does deep research. And that becomes your piece of content. Based on that, you can generate like multiple different things. I wanted to show you Grok. As I said, like Grok is super, and I'll show you one more thing, and then we can end it and take as many questions you want. Like, so where is the stuff that I've created? Just this. So Grok is an app. You can download it. And it's very cool because you can firstly take your own images and animate it. So, or you can like, I created something this morning that I wanted to show. I'm seeing where it is. Oh, it'll be right here. So I recently went to like a place where they had this very old style, like a magician, Zoltar, like it was like in a glass cubicle. I just snapped a picture of it. And I had this concept in mind that I want to show, like the whole idea of grant orb is that, it's an orb. You can ask like, give me this grant, for instance. That was my idea from very beginning. So basically what I did is I took this picture. I was in a restaurant and I saw this. I loved it. I took this picture. I put it in here.
What grant do you want?
And my prompt is very simple. Make the person say in a mystical voice, what grant do you want? Make him say slowly. And while he says that, make him move his hand slowly over the orb. And I want to, and shower hazy smoke and show. But it doesn't matter. Like it understands the context.
Do you want?
And it created this. And obviously I played around with different.
What grant do you want?
What do you want?
So you can do things like this. Say, let's just create something today. Now, say, go back to Imagine and say, create a field of strawberries with families with elderly people picking strawberries, make it dreamy. Describe the vibe. I think it's very important you describe the vibe. As I said, you have to like direct, and I can say create an image, and let's just create an image first. And based off that, then we can, and the reason I want to show you Grok is because it really removes like, can you see how many images is created? And now you have many more options to choose from. Like you don't have to like stick to, oh, I kind of like this vibe a lot, like, so you can like see which one you really would want to take. Like, I really like, oh, I like this one too for some reason. And I like people just enjoying strawberries, like something that shows like, oh, we're loving strawberries. Like this one is good. Like, I like this one. And I can now just hit this button and say, make video. So what I'm trying to say is like, it gives you so many options and it generates images so quickly that you can choose the vibe you want to go with, the look and feel you want to go with. You can use the image in itself. And if you want to animate the image, you can just say like, create video. It's beautiful, so that's one. And one last thing I want to show you is like how I said, like, repurposing your video content. Like that was one of the things on my list of things to show you. And I want to like quickly show that to you. So for instance, okay, I've done like this. I did a live stream. Epic visuals using a video that I created. It was a live stream. Now I want to take this YouTube link and I want to dump it into Gemini. I'll start a new chat. There's a new thing I'm doing. And I'll say, pull out 5 most impactful quotes from this video. And maybe I'll choose a more thinking model. I wanted to like really not miss out any details while it's. So what the AI is doing right now is basically just taking a YouTube link and looking through the content of the video. Like it's reading the video file. So instead of you sitting and watching the video, AI is watching it for you and it's pulling out quotes. And quotations are very important on the web, right? Quotations are like distilled, more raw, authentic thoughts. So if you like have like video recordings of your communities and you want like the more authentic voice to come out, like you can. I love quotes. I'm always pulling out quotes from my videos and other videos. So here are 5 of the most impactful quotes from the video on using AI for visual creation. I talked about democratizing creativity. You don't need to be an artist. You just need to train your eye for the kind of vibe that you're trying to create. I think that's the most important thing. On the freedom of AI tools, when you use AI, you just feel like jumping around because you're not really doing the donkey work anymore. You're basically levitating. It's exactly that. So I must have said all of these things and it's pulled out the 5 most impactful things that I said. Figure out what it is you're trying to communicate, how you want to communicate, and what are the aesthetics and the vibe, and then draw inspirations from different places, different things to create your own unique creation. So you're not copying anybody. It's your own unique thing because you're remixing concepts. Unlimitless possibilities. It's the age of ultimate imagination because you can literally make pigs fly and elephants cry. I said this also. So even with tools like Midjourney, if you don't know how to prompt nicely, you will create slop. You won't be able to extend your imagination if you don't know how to prompt these models. And I said this, and I can say, okay, could you tell me the last 5 minutes or last 2 minutes about this video ending? Or you can ask it to create a blog post. So you're repurposing your content. You've got a video content. Now you want to create like a blog post based off that video content. So you can ask it to create like a blog post as well. In the last 2 minutes of the video, the creator wraps up the 30 minutes live stream by reviewing some of first generated animations, final generated animations, the value of documenting thoughts, critiquing the final visuals, reflecting on the AI journey, the importance of prompting skills. So it's amazing. And like, we need to basically, make it part of our daily workflows. Like always push yourself to use AI first because that's how you're going to train your mind. And you will not get polished product, outputs in the first go because you're just getting started with it. Like I got started with it in 2023 and my early versions of everything was pathetic. So bad that I wanted to quit AI. But my engineers kept pushing me to like, keep using it, build your muscle, you'll get better at it. And to be honest, I've gotten really good with it now. So I'll stop sharing. If there are any questions, happy to take questions.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for that. I think you answered quite a bit of questions as you went. I do see a few here though. One question, like, what was the prompt that you used for the Canadian maple song?
What is the prompt that I use? So basically, I did deep research on it first because I wanted to be fact-based. But AI already has knowledge. So my workflow was that I went into Gemini. I did deep research on like where in different parts of Canada what grows, and based off that, then I said, could you now create lyrics for me? And I gave a music. Like I gave a reference style, like I like Justin Bieber's song, like My Peaches Come from Georgia. So I wanted like that style reference. So I said, based off that style reference, could you create lyrics for me? And it created lyrics. I took those lyrics, I put it into Suno, and I described the music style. You have to describe the music style, and there are buttons you can press, like you want hip hop or you want more instrumental. You press couple of those tabs, and then in a few minutes it generates like 2 tracks. You can listen to it, pick the one that you like. You can mention the duration. I would say that's something that I've learned over the period of time, like mention the duration, because it ends up creating 3 minutes long tracks, and people don't have patience to listen to that much music anymore. Like maybe a minute is good enough, or like 2 minutes max maybe. So mention the duration and that's it. So I always start whenever I'm trying to create things, I always start with like some kind of a deep research using Gemini or Claude or ChatGPT, all of them have it. Grok also has it. So it has like the content, the tailored content. And then based off that, I do lots of other things. Like now I have this content. Could you give me some prompts to create highly compelling visuals to showcase this? And it'll create like prompt for the visual. I'll take that prompt, I'll put it into Grok or I'll put it into Gemini and create visuals. That way you have more control over the output. And I don't write my own prompts. I basically ask AI to create prompts, but I describe the style. Like I wanted black and white, or I wanted more edgy, or I wanted this way. But based off that information, now, create prompts for me. So that's my workflow, mostly for creative projects. Like I always start with deep research.
Awesome. Great. Next question here is, can you make your large videos into short reels, like for Instagram or YouTube Shorts?
Yeah, for that I use Riverside actually. Riverside is a different service. It's not it has like this AI integrated into it. I've been using Riverside for a long period of time to do podcasts and like edit videos. Descript also for that matter. Both of them have this thing where it'll auto-populate magic clips, they call it, which is basically AI looking into the video content and saying these are the most powerful clips and reels, and then you can share that. But you can also create reels from scratch now, but it won't be based off your video content. Like you'll have to like describe the vibe, like what is it that you're trying to communicate.
Fantastic. I just dropped the links for Descript and Riverside in there. There's some questions from Juan. What is the cost to join Grant Orb?
Yeah, we're super affordable, like super affordable. We have lots of plans based on how many grants you intend to write in a year, like from 5 grants to like 100 grants. And I'm actually telling everybody that we need to like forget about our limitations of the past, because we have the superpower now. So you can possibly write 100 grants. Like we have an AI that goes and scouts for grant opportunities. It's templates. So, and all you got to do is describe your project idea and create like write responses for each of those templates based on like 200 character word limit or whatever. Like everything is done. So might as well write as many grants as possible, because the more you write, the more you win. It's as simple as that. And if you don't write, if you don't apply, you win nothing. So might as well take your chances, keep writing.
Fantastic. And then, yes, you should definitely follow Deepa on YouTube. I think I can grab a.
Yeah, I can drop I do lots of live streams. That's something I've been enjoying doing, because I show very raw processes. Like nothing is too like my own messiness of creating things, and then I always create something like live with the audience based on the topic of that day. Like I've been shopping also a lot using Gemini. Like I picked up 2 things recently, my prescription glasses, and I was alone in the shop and I didn't know which one to pick. So I tried like 5 of them and put my images into Gemini and said, help me choose one. And it recognized my face shape and said, on your face, this looks good. And actually, I'm very happy with my purchases now. They've been like spot on, very like, even the shopkeepers were very amazed and they all came and surrounded me to see what the output of Gemini is. And it was really fun. So I do a lot of these things, like how I go to like how I read labels now, like because there's so much marketing and hype around food labels, how I take pictures and put it into Grok or put it into Gemini and tell me the truth, like tell me if this ingredient is even safe for us to consume, things like that. Like, so I show a variety of things, like how to live more like fulfilling life, to like how to use AI for change, and how to just live healthy, eat healthy, those kind of things. Like how I use AI in my daily life, beyond work, not just work. Work I'm using, but like beyond work, for shopping, for eating well, for coming up with recipes, for like looking at 5 different kinds of fishes and then saying which fish should I make today and give me a simple recipe for that, things like that.
Yep, I have been using AI for the same thing, and it's extremely helpful, even for those small things like my prescription glasses. I think a few smaller questions here. Let me scroll back up. Beth was asking which AI products do you like for which capabilities. She came in a little late. I can give you a quick overview though. We're really using Sumo for music. We're using Gemini and Notebook LM.
Yes.
And we'll
I
be
would say
sure
if
to
you have
include
Gemini,
links.
it covers like a whole range of things as nonprofit professionals that we need. So if you are asking me like what should be like the go-to chatbot, because we do have so many in the market, right? We have ChatGPT. They were the very first ones, and most of us are like aware of ChatGPT, might not know about Gemini. To be honest, I don't have a subscription for ChatGPT anymore. I prefer Gemini 1,000 times more. But ChatGPT also has all the equivalent capabilities. But for some reason, I'm very Gemini and I love Claude. So I've got like 2 paid subscriptions to chatbots, and Suno gives you daily free credits. So I've used it free. All the music that I've created is free. It gives you 50 credits. Then with Gemini, you can create like videos and like everything you can do, which is $20 a month. You pay for it. Claude is the same. You pay like about $24, I think. So you cover like a whole range of things.
Awesome. And the last question here before we need to wrap up. One was asking if there's any nonprofit memberships for Grant Orb
Yeah,
or
you can buy a plan. Like I'm going to drop the link here. You can check it out. All the information is on our homepage. So as I said, my goal was to make this technology accessible and democratize access to grant funding, because sometimes you just don't have the resources to do the work of an expert. And so this is an expert grant writer that everybody has access to and can write as many grants as you want, depending upon how many you want to apply. So we've got like packages. You can pick up one for 10 grants or 100 grants or like 50 grants. We've like evolved the pricing model quite a bit, seeing how many people are more like open to writing. And also it's a lot about education now, because I have to like remind them they're not limited by time anymore. They're not limited by their own capacity anymore. It's like a limitless world. And whoever takes advantage of it right now has an advantage, because I have a nonprofit who's winning grants after grants because she just writes. She's an executive director who just comes and dumps her thoughts and generates a grant proposal for different applications. She won a grant from the government of Canada recently for a seniors program. So the ones who are using it, like, are using it, because they've overcome that barrier in their mind that, oh, we can only do X number of grants.
Awesome. Fantastic. And looking at the time now, looks like we do have to wrap up here. I see a question here from Juan. I know we do have some content on the engagement hub for AI use policies. There's quite a few things in there, so I'll try to DM you a bit of that
Yeah,
information.
sure. In terms of AI use in groups, I would say like always have a basic one, which is basically certain things about like visual, because you can create any kinds of visuals, like what visuals are go-go and what are no-no totally within your organization. Always have somebody review the content of what the AI has generated. Like just don't blindly trust it. Like always, always, always. Like now the intern season is starting and you'll have interns and volunteers and stuff like that. And sometimes have words like, this has been generated by a large language model, or I'm an LLM or an AI and I don't have much information. And it goes to like external parties, like when you're using raw chatbots. Like, so always, always make sure somebody is reviewing, correcting. That basic training needs to be given to the entire team. Like you are the director, you're the reviewer, AI is the doer. So always check what goes out before you send it out. Question the AI
Fantastic.
sometimes. So these are the basic things I would say. Like, do not go overboard in terms of like the policy. Restrict the use, because this is the new technology. If we restrict it, we are restricting ourselves. So just have some basic ground rules. That's it.
Awesome. And with that, we have to wrap up. So, any other follow up questions, feel free to reach out or post them into the engagement hub. We'll be happy to answer all of those. And thank you, Deepa, for taking the time to be here with us and share your expertise. And to the rest of you that joined today, really appreciate all of your engagement. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you all next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And yeah, take care.
Yeah, and feel free to reach out to me. Let
Yeah,
me just put my
yeah,
email ID, anything around
absolutely.
AI, because I am very passionate about using AI for good. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer.
Awesome. I'm going to drop your LinkedIn in here as well, because you post a ton of great content that I enjoy taking a
Oh,
look
thank
at
you
as
so
well.
much.
So there you go. Yeah, and we'll be sure to include that in any follow up as well. But fantastic. Hope you all, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.